itself. The bell of my ancestors where it's felt. Passing through the gates we are taken to a higher realm. So no one wants to hear all the toxic self. Ring the bell of our ancestors where it's felt. Passing through the gates we are taken to a higher realm. So no one wants to hear all the toxic self. Ring the bell of our ancestors where it's felt. Passing through the gates we are taken to a higher realm. So no one wants to hear all that toxic self. Ring the bell of our ancestors where it's felt.
What up? What up? My boy got bienvenido. Welcome everybody. I'm here walking on beautiful Aloma Avenue here in Orlando, Florida. Going to visit some people, visit my uncle, visit friends. Um, look towards. I'm looking towards doing more interviews, but hands-on. I got a little mic and everything. So it's a hands-on interview with a visual artist, a sculptor, and also musicians out here. You know, just going out. It's beautiful out here, beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in the hood. Now, this is not the hood. This is a neighborhood. Trust me, I'm in Aloma Avenue. And Aloma Avenue is very, very nice, very kept up and nice houses and stuff like that. Not too far from Cimarron, where all the Spanish people are at, Cimarron. Anyway, this is entitled, again, Dr. York is entitled Proof, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That podcast that I just recently watched at the Morris TV, and brothers and sisters got on there and they did their thing. You know what I'm saying? Again, bringing up transcripts, bringing up actual court records, and putting out these documents of proof, yeah, and questioning things, helping us to question. There's certain things that are not right. You know what I'm saying? Not right. And that, what I meant to say is that whenever you charge somebody, this is what I thought. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I thought is when you charge somebody, you should have actual evidence. For one, today, because of the fourth industrial revolution, we have what they call, forensic science. But the forensic science goes way back into the 1800s. Forensic science has been developing. You know what I'm saying? So at the time that all this took place in the early 2000s, there was forensic science. There were DNA testing. There was a lot of things that a lot of those that are being accused have been, success, that have been, they have implemented. They have done that. I've done these testings and stuff like that. And then later on when they find out, because sometimes, there's a lot of foul play being done. You know what I'm saying? But then later on, because of the fight, we keep fighting, and you bring up those evidence now, especially now, they can bring in a lot of forensic science. They can go back, bring in the forensic science, and a lot of prisoners are being set free. Because of the science and new technology now, the science. So when you look at the case, you know what I'm saying? And I looked at the case and I've gotten a lot of these documents. I read it. And at the time, back in the early 2000s, these court records were out there. People put it out there. And yeah, you read it and it scares you to think of a possibility if this happened or why, come on. It's not what I experienced. Because I personally know Dr. York from back in the Ansar day, we used Ali Mamisa. But a lot of people tell me, oh, yeah, this happened after. I don't care. But the character of the man that I've known around children has been very honorable. I could just speak on myself. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't compute. So the point is this: if you are charging anybody with pedophilia, you're charging anybody with some type of derogatory or some type of behavior towards children, whatever, right? It's your job to keep them away. If you're gonna go ahead and collect data, collect samples of DNA and stuff like that, if you feel that this happened, you have to prove it. You have to prove it with that. You have to protect your children if you feel. But you just can't charge any man because of hearsays, because of gossip and hearsay. It doesn't work like that. If you hear the gossip and hearsay, they say, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and collect that data. Let me go ahead and collect those samples, even from the child that I think has been violent. Let me go ahead and do these things. But there is none of that in this case. No hospital record that I know of. No one presenting no hospital records, no one presenting no data, government collecting anything. And there were so many agents, secret agents that was involved in this case. And you're telling me within all those secret agents, 2,000 or more agents, no one was able to collect any actual, samples, genetic samples? Is that what you're saying? So everything is based on hearsay. He said, she said, but there is no actual documentation. You can't do that to a person. You can't. If you don't like that person or you don't trust that person, then it's up to you to keep your children out of harm's way. It's up to you to do that. It's up to you if you want to go and take the charge to collect those samples. You can't just say that this person did this and this and that because that's suspect. Anybody can say anything about you and that's suspect. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff is being brought out now. You know what I'm saying? It's brought out now. There's some shady stuff. There's some crazy, crazy stuff that's happening around built on this case. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anybody think or what they experience. A lot of times you can experience certain things, but that's your lessons and that's for you to stay away. But if you go into, if government or the court system or the trial, if you're going to charge a person, then you got to come with the data. You can't just say, it can't simply be on hearsay. So a lot of this thing on this case is hearsays. Hearsay. It's documented, and these hearsays and gossip is documented on the court records. But that's not enough. That's not documented. It's documented, but then when you read on the case, you see a lot of retracting, redacting, retracting, a lot of, it's all hearsay. But where is the evidence? The actually physical evidence? There's none. None that I've known. No one presented that. And that's what a lot of us says, well, where are they? We challenge you to present these things. If you think you know something what we don't know, where are the data? Because we're giving you actual forensic data. They claim that certain of the people that were victimized had herpes, this and that, but then they did a test on the man. He didn't have that herpes like they had it. Then he had so many women that he dealt with, they didn't have it. Something just doesn't add up. Jesus, I'm hungry. Get over here. Crossing the street, y'all, excuse me. So again, you simply cannot just charge, in the court of law anybody without having that, because it becomes hearsay, especially for a case of that magnitude. That's some serious charges. That's a stain on a person's character. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're purposely staining a person's character and this and that, but you're not bringing actual facts and proof. So it's questionable now. It's very, very questionable. It's a big, huge question. as to what's going on here, what's going on. So shout out to the brothers and sisters again. And I want to know what today. I think there's a sister Uma. Shout out to her. Bless her heart. She's gonna come out and put people on blast. Okay. Again, we want to hear these things for the sake of, again, it an injustice done anywhere is injustice done everywhere, because you never know when those same tactics are used on you, which we're finding out that these tactics was used on many leaders, especially black leaders that were taken down. Their organization, because it's the same MO, the same. And we're finding this out that it's the same MO. You know, it's been done before. But if you don't nip it in the bud, say, hey, wait a minute. Now with the fourth industrial revolution, you got to bring actual data and facts. You can't just charge and prosecute a person without having these things in play. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. You got to come with it. Okay? So I just wanted to get out here and walking. Wanted to discuss this. That, this is like a huge concern to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? This habit or this idea that has been habitual amongst, certain groups here in America. You know what I'm saying? That they label as cultists. And immediately when they label you cult, they think that there's certain practice that's going on. I don't know. I'm not part of that. Everyone can tell you. However, I don't doubt things, because that's not right to do. I'm not critical, doubting and this critical, no. I look at it from a viewpoint of balancement. Like a judge, you sit like a judge, you say, okay, what physical evidence do you have? What are you bringing to the table? Because everything is based on hearsay, and she says, and he said, and this and that went on, and then later on they said it didn't go on, did it go on, and back and forth. It's like a court. And yeah, that is the purpose of a court, is to go back and forth, no doubt about that. But you're dealing with a man's life, you're dealing with a family's life, you're dealing with siblings, family, tribal, you're dealing with all of that. And then that has to be, with uttermost care. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with these issues, you don't like a certain brother, the way he's acting in your neighborhood, whatever, and you hear the gossip, or they keep the children away. That's it. Take care of your own. Take your children not allowed. Huh? You think I will allow my kids to sit on another man's lap? No, I will not do that. Now, his children can sit on my kids can sit on my lap all day long. All day long, my grandkids. But to allow them to sit on another man's lap, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. So it doesn't make sense. You gotta take care of your own. If you see that certain things happen, or you hear say this and that, then that's for you to take on your responsibility. But don't go ahead and charge that person without you having any actual accurate science, forensic science, and proof. Gotta have proof. And if you don't, then you know what? It doesn't hold water. So we see a lot of this going on, and it's not good. We see a lot of this going on, and it's, again, like I said, it's happened before. It's not the first time. So, I mean, how long are we going to allow our society, civilization, to engage in these things when it's detrimental to all of us? All of us. Can you imagine somebody coming and says, oh yeah, you this, you that? Man, people that know me be like, you crazy? That's CeeLo. Nah, nah. It's not gonna end. That's the way how a lot of people feel about a person, certain people. For instance, Dr. Yo, I'm like, when I heard about it, like, you crazy? Not this man. I sat underneath the tent of Kidad with children, and I seen him with the children and how so dedicated he was and so kind. We were all involved at the same time. Didn't see nothing funny going on. I don't understand that. I really don't. You know. But again, that's looking at it from one way. If it did, then people allow it to happen. That's all I gotta say. You're also part. You're accessory to it. If ever crime was committed, you're the accessory to it. Why? You allowed it. You didn't take on your responsibility as a parent. You didn't. You were so busy being hoodwinked. You were so busy being a follower. You were so busy, and people know you. I can tell you from the answer all day. I was not a follower, man. If I had to have a discussion, even with the master teacher, tell him, no, it's not like that. That's not how I see it. And he accepted that. So what? Great. I love you. Because you don't just take anything from anybody. You're gonna investigate or you're gonna give your perspective. That's it. Oh, you're a gin or you're yeah. No, brother. No. Then so be it. But no, I got my own mind. I could think. This man is just giving me food for thought. But you gotta eat it. And you gotta already process it within yourself and how it deals with your environment around you and your experience that you having at the time. How does it go to the experience at the time? So yeah, man. Yeah. I told you to those that claim they're victims. You know what? It's your parents' fault. It's people because they got so caught up and following and so blind and deceived by their own self. If a master of deception can only deceive you when you allow it, the deception to take place, when you allow it because you yourself are deceiving yourself. Point blank. I could teach you the art of deception to show you that how easily you're deceived until you wake up and say, I've learned magic and I learned how tricks are done. And guess what? Now when I see a magician, either I got to look away or I can see the process at play. I can see the amount of skills. I can rewrite through it. I cannot be deceived like that. I can't because I know certain magic tricks. I've been involved in that. You know what I'm saying? The magic tricks, actually magic of hand, sleight of hand, and devices that you can either gain at a magic store and see how that is done. You know, so you can't be deceived. But brothers, they were this. You remember, you got people coming from the street, people with alive was just in disarray, and they meet this man. They allow themselves to be pulled in, but not understanding the lessons. So these are just simply your followers, you know, as opposed to a student who's learning, and through their own experience and experimentation furthers that on, so they can provide the proper explanations to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And become experts on what they do. You know. So that's again, it's a perspective. You know, you're gonna charge anybody, then you know what? If it's based on hearsay and gossip, you're an accessory to it because you stood there and you didn't do nothing about it. You allowed it to happen, and you said my children were violated. They came to me. Well, you know what? Where's your responsibility? Where do you take charge? Where? No, you're gonna allow a third party, another force to come and do charge, and then you're gonna sit on the sideline, hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. But then when you find out that they don't have no proof, no evidence whatsoever, huh? None at all. That's the issue here, and that's the discussion that's been, been going on. I've just been listening to a little bit of that and that, but I have my life to live. At the same time, again, these things can affect us. If we allow it to keep going on and on, then it could be turned on any group out there, any nationality, any country, anywhere. These things could take place. And when it reaches your doorstep, you wonder, oh, well, you allowed it to keep going on. You didn't nip it in the butt. You did not nip it right there. Bah, out of here with that shit. You can't do this. If you're gonna charge and prosecute a person, do it the right way. Do it the right way. Oh, you're for the liberty and you're for honor of this and put on that robe, a judge, honor, and this and that. But you allow this crap to happen. You allow all this inconsistency in your system because you feel like this man gonna get away with something. That's your opinion. I think, I feel opinion. Where's the actual proof? You don't have it. That so far I see. I don't know. I question that. Where is it? I don't see it. Well, I'm gonna end this stream here. Anyway, that's just what's going on. You know what I'm saying? On another light, what I'm saying? Like I said, we continue on doing what we have to do in life to experience, at the same time, we have to prepare ourselves. We have to survive. Survival is of everything, you know. And sometimes fear, I was talking to a brother, said sometimes fear can teach you how to survive. The fear of not having this, the fear of being put on the spot because of gossip and stuff. But you know what? In order to survive, you got to come out and you have to be adamant. You got to be persistent, saying like, where is the damn evidence, the actual proof? Where is it? I don't see it. You can't produce it. So you know what? This is based on just hearsay. If it happens to you, you know, crazy, crazy, crazy. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't throw my eggs all in one basket. That's the truth. And that I learned also from Dr. Hill. I don't throw my eggs all in one basket. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Analyze things. Again, I look at my experiences, analyze other people's experience, their experimentation, how they explain themselves, what kind of explanations are they using. Let me stay here for a minute. In the stream, and I'm in my favorite store, Sprout. See if I give me something to eat here real quickly before I go on my journey. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here that we really have to pay attention to again, because we don't want it to happen to our family, happen to people we love, happen to our family, and things like that. You gotta stop it here right now. You gotta stop it. And I'm glad that the brothers out there speaking out and letting you, hey, listen. And anybody that speaks out, please try not to come too much from your opinion. Try to think of things paradoxical. Use that integrative reasoning, integrative thinking. Use all of that. Consider the emotions that's being displayed. Consider the logic. Consider the erotica. Consider all that stuff that's in play. Consider it all, and then look at it and say, well, this leans more to emotions here. So it's a little out of balance. It leans more to too much into logic. It's a little out of balance because sometimes the logic needs emotion. It needs those ideas and concepts. It needs that. You know what I'm saying? And the emotions. What's habitual? What habitual habitual what do you call things? What are habitual feelings or what habitual things are they living? With the proof of that. You know what I'm saying? The proof of that has to be proven. So you can do that. Think, analyze things really, really good. So anyway, with that all being said, I'll say this. It's very interesting. These topics are coming back up on the internet. And watch, as soon as this and you know what? I haven't even seen it yet, but they're those what we call agent like people gonna come out of the woodwork. They're gonna come out. Oh yeah, this and that, and all the watch. Right now, everything is very strong. The Sabian and the Wapi are very strong in the fact that we're showing those documents. Not afraid to show all those documents and saying, where are your documents? Where are they? You're basing everything on hearsay. Your own personal, your feelings. But look at the logic of it. Where is it? Where is it? I want to see that. Where is it? You don't have it, and you know what? Shut your mouth. Do right. Do right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you're going through some guilt because some pleasure, and you're going through some guilt, and so that breeds your skeptic mind. But you know what? You better ask for forgiveness. Really, a lot of people are going to be asking for forgiveness, or if not, they're just going to go on their life and just going to disappear. But here, ask for your forgiveness, man. Forgive me that I have thought this way, and I see that hey, we don't have the proof on that side. We don't have the proof. I haven't seen it. Produce it. I'm the first person to tell you, oh man, that's messed up. I ain't rocking with that. At the same time, I separate that from the actual teachings and doctrine. Because a person teaches a doctrine and teaches a concept and all that, right? But they practice something different, then that's on them. That's an imbalance. But you can take those ideas and concepts, and as long as you use it for you and you practice the right, and you create the right, you postulate create the right type of habit practice. You know what I'm saying? It's it. You can learn something from everybody. Simple as that. You can learn something from everybody. Anyway, that's all I have to say right there. And all investings, and look for that interview I'm gonna do, because like I said, I'm out here, you know, visiting, artists out here and doing things. Shout out to NPR, Tiny Desk. Got that going on. And shout out to the Gary Williams Band. We're ready to do some big concerts out there and travel. All my musicians, friends, and again, the groups that I'm working with. And, shout out to you all, man. I'm here, and I'll always be, as here, and being myself, being who I am. I'm not afraid of being who I am, because I'm not afraid to correct my mistakes, correct my flaws. I like to correct my flaws. I see that I'm doing too much of this, that. I like to correct that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's change. I'm growing. I'm growing just like everybody else. I want to grow. I want to change things. I want to change within myself, my experience, and everything. It's just that. Anyway, let me stop here, because now I will go on. I can speak for hours and hours and hours. And also, I'm looking into areas that I think I'm going to do some classes in those areas. So as to engage personally with groups, and to speak about the things that I speak about on the podcast. We're doing it here virtually, but to actually do it physically and have people actually embrace you and touch you and say, like, yes, I know this brother and I know what he's saying. I see the way he's living his life. I ain't perfect. Oh yeah, I ain't perfect. There's things in my life that you can't see. Why? Why? Because I don't not push myself on people, especially my flaws and the things that I'm doing. I don't push that on people. And that's what I can appreciate Dr. York. No matter how he lived his life, he didn't push the flaws that he had, because he had flaws too. Trust me. Yeah. God's ain't they have flaws. That's biblical. They have flaws. You know what I'm saying? They also have to, learn. They also have to grow. It's just the way it is. So, but I love the fact that he didn't push that stuff on anybody. If he did this, he smoked weed, cook, whatever he did, he didn't push it on the congregation, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's personal. That's him. But at the same time, he gave you, because he's correcting his flaws and he's sharing that. Hey, listen, I'm correcting myself, my flaws, and I want you to continue on. The master always wants a student, and rest assured that when he transpired or transition that the students can go on, just can go on. His family can go on. My thing is, I want my family to survive. So I have to make sure every day that they have survival skills, whatever, and that they're gonna. And I'm happy to know that they'll survive after I transition. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I separate myself and let them do what they got to do and see where they're at. If it's in disarray and in chaos and all that is not meant for survival, then I have a problem there. You know what I'm saying? But I think you can say that they're gonna survive. They're good. They good. We good. We good here. We good. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all investors.